Sometimes, when on an adventure, you need either a little bit of luck or a bit of faith to get that critical hit in. You find yourself standing at the helm of a caravel with the horizon stretching endlessly before you. The creaking of the ship's boards as waves crashing against it, just enough to make it lean slightly to one side before shifting to the other, fades into the background as you gaze ahead. The scent of the turquoise sea fills your senses as the salt water sprays across your face like a fine mist. You've sailed for a few hours and are well into the sea, having left Sea Hook's harbor with your crew. You glance at the compass in your hand and chart a course toward an area rumored to be Odobua's abode. Your mission? Locate it, document any weaknesses, and study its pattern. Your crew was supplied with enough provisions to last several days, just enough time, it was believed, to scout the surrounding waters and assess the area. Lately, there have been whispers that the corrupted tribe of Sladeborn, who dwell in the region, are in league with the one known as Odobua the Hungerer. Of Odobua, little is truly known. Ancient legends of Vera speak to its existence, but they do so in hushed tones and fragmented tales. A hushed silence settles over the sea. The waves go quiet, the wind drops to a fainter whisper, and the horizon lies motionless. For a brief moment, serenity reigns. Then, the feeling creeps in. Something stirs below. You cannot say what it is, but an unnatural presence presses against your senses. Vast, patient, and ancient. Glancing around, you see it in your crew's eyes. They feel it too. The quiet tension coils tighter until a low, thunderous bellow echoes from a deep. A moment later, a massive tentacle erupts from the tranquil waters, glistening in the sunlight like something torn from a nightmare. The Kraken has found you. You are 8 souls upon the sea, caught in the maw of a creature from legend, and your only chances of survival lie in split-second choices, desperate luck or divine intervention. As more tentacles rise from the depths surrounding your vessel in a tightening ring of doom, one truth becomes clear. You must either fight for survival or become just another tale of a ship swallowed whole by the Hungerer. The choice now lies before you. Do you raise your voice to the gods above, pleading for their divine aid? Or do you turn to your crew, your only family at sea, and trust in their strength and cunning to escape the beast's grasp? You share a glance that speaks volumes. All of you are aware of the grave consequences ahead. With a nod, the fighters and rogues move swiftly, flashing at the tentacles that lash against the ship. Meanwhile, a bard steps forward, playing a menacing melody that fills the air before shifting to a dark lullaby aimed at the Kraken's massive form. 2 mages lock eyes, ready to unleash their power. The first conjures a storm, dark clouds swirling overhead, while the second forms a frosty bolt of ice and launches it towards the creature. A deep bellow from beneath the waves confirms a successful hit. The Kraken's tentacles slow, as if chilled by the frostbolt's touch. Seizing the moment, the first mage calls down a lightning strike, crackling through the storm and syncing perfectly with the icy chill. The combined assault lands a series of critical hits, thick, dark ichor oozing from the creature's wounds. With another guttural bellow, the kraken withdraws its tentacles and soon disappears beneath the waves, defeated for now. Knowing you are no match to pursue further, you instruct your scribe to record every detail you've gathered about the beast before steering back towards the southern turquoise sea harbor. Back on land, you gather in a tavern to recount your tale to those who hired you. As the payment changes hands, a barmaid arrives with 2 drinks. The first is a dark, murky liquid, perhaps inspired by the cravings of a necromancer. This one is known as the Kraken's blood, she says, setting it down very carefully. The second is a reddish concoction that packs a punch but carries tropical notes of pineapple and lime alongside rum and other flavors. And this one, she adds with a wink, it is called the Critical Hit. Perhaps it was a drink fit for a critical hit, or maybe it was inspired by one. Cheers!
Cheers.
For this critical hit cocktail, you are going to want to start with about 2 ounces of rum. It is important to know that you can find rum typically where the pirates are, which currently are in the tranquil seas. However, you may want to barter to ensure that it's the white spiced rum variety and not the darker spiced rum variety. I've heard the darker spiced rum has Kraken's blood in it. Now, the next item you're going to want is some amaretto. It's about 1 ounce of amaretto, and you can find this by going to any alchemist. Perhaps they will have a nice concoction distilled from their local herbs. Next, you're going to want about 1 ounce of lime juice. This is from freshly found limes. Maybe you can ask a local farmer and see if they've grown any. But finally, you might have to go out to the tropics and fight a couple of raptors, but once you find a couple of pineapples, you'd want to juice them down and use about 1 ounce of pineapple juice as the last part of this main cocktail ingredient. Now you're going to want to go ahead and mix all of the ingredients together. It is important to note that if you're looking to do a non-alcoholic version of this, you would want to find your local alchemist to make you some seedlip of the garden variety, as well as perhaps have some almond extract in replace for the amaretto. But then you can just add the lime juice as I'm doing here and the pineapple juice just as normal. Once that is complete, you're going to want to go ahead and shake all of it up into a nice shaker. Finally, you're going to want to go ahead and reach out to your local alchemist for some cherry and pomegranate extract for the last part of this. But as you see here, I am pouring this mixture into the glass, and you don't really need to strain it, but I just found it easier to pour it from the top. And this is about a 1/2 ounce of the cherry and pomegranate extract that I mentioned a second ago. And as you see, that'll make a really nice color variety throughout the drink. Now, finally, you're going to want to reach out to maybe a mage or an arcanist, because this isn't any typical water. No, in fact, this is club soda. So you're going to want to add a little bit of club soda, or, air water, if you will. Just enough to make it nice and bubbly and fill the drink all the way up. And here you have the final concoction of the critical hit cocktail. I hope you enjoy this. Cheers. This is from the Misfit Hobbies, and here is their official URL. And you can actually access their Kickstarter from here. It's the very top one, Adventurer's Guide to Alchemy. And they are accepting late back backing if you are interested in still having this. What you can do is that top book that you see, that is the recipe book. And then there's a companion book, which is what we're waiting for. And the adventurer companion book has a lot of the stories that go along with the books in the recipes.